Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for our June challenge. It's clean and simple this month. Hi, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Moroccan stencil along with their cross dies. I'm using the Rejoice stamp set and the Peacock stamp set. And I'm using masking stencils from Tailored Expressions, the 6x6 inch. I'm using the largest circle one. So first I have a piece of Paper Trank white cardstock cut at 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches with my Martha Stewart scoreboard and my Teflon bone folder. I'm working on a Stampin' Up! Mat as per usual. There we go. And I'm going to line up this circle on this, this circle masking stencil from Tailored Expressions on this A2 size vertical card base. I'm going to be doing some ink blending on it. So I'm just going to tape it in place just with some, see-through tape. I believe it's like highlighter tape or something. Anyways, there we go. There is a sort of like a score, not a score line, like an etched line where an A2 size card base is to keep it centered, which is kind of handy. So I'm pulling out the Distress Oxide ink in, what is that called? Speckled Egg. And I just used a blending brush to give a light coat on that circle because I want to have a defined edge. Now I'm slipping that Moroccan stencil underneath, and I'm just going to, use a heavier hand and add this Speckled Egg Distress Oxide ink on top. I'm kind of making a spotlight for my cross. So there we go. And now I'm working on the inside of the card. I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending with that same stencil. So I'm just using some scrapbook.com mint tape. And I'm just going to tape that stencil down and just quickly ink blend with that same Distress Oxide ink, that Speckled Egg on the bottom inch or so of the inside of the card base. I think it's kind of pretty. There we go. And then I cut a 1-inch strip of, I believe it's Simon Says stamped champagne matte cardstock. So it's kind of like a very dull gold. There we go. And then I'm going to add a 1/2-inch strip of gold glitter cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm just using some ATG tape to stick it all down. There we go. So I know this is a clean and simple card, but I like to make the inside of my cards pretty too. This is a card, my nephew is going through his confirmation at church. So this is for him. This is for his confirmation. Now, like I said, Jaded Blossom has a challenge every month. Remember, you have until July 1st on the Saturday to upload your project to the Jaded Blossom blog. And, play along with this challenge. And it's a fun one. It's clean and simple. Now, this is as clean and simple as Leanne gets. So I did cut that cross out of both of those same gold, like gold glitter and gold matte cardstock, or champagne matte cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm just layering them up with some Nouveau glue. And just weighting it down with an acrylic block. Now I'm going to use my Misty and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on the front, and that is from that stamp set Rejoice. And I'm using that Simon Says stamp. It's like an acetate grid, trying to get this sentiment, lined up in the middle and straight. And I'm using the sentiment, "May God be with you," just because, like I said, it's a religious celebration. So want a religious sentiment on the front. Now, I could have gone with like congratulations on the front. That would work. But, I have this sentiment, or I have this sentiment set Rejoice, and I thought, why not, right? Let's use some of those religious sentiments that I don't pull out very much. Just for these celebration cards, right? Now I'm pulling out another stamp set. This is the Peacock stamp set. And I'm using the sentiment, "Wishing you everything happy on this special day," which I think is kind of a great sentiment for your confirmation. So that's what I'm doing. And I stamped that in VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink, just like my sentiment on the front. It's really handy using a Misty because you have, more chances to stamp it again if it's not, clear enough. Now I'm pulling out some mint tape from scrapbook.com. And I'm just going to cover up that sentiment like a mask. I'm using it like a mask. And then I'm pulling out the stained glass window stamp that is on that Rejoice stamp set from Jaded Blossom. I'm just lining it up sort of in the middle, and I'm going to take that same speckled egg Distress Oxide ink and just stamp this window over my sentiment on the inside of the card. I think it's a pretty little window. Be great heat embossed, you know. There's so many ways to use this, but I thought like this little echo of this little window on the inside of the card would look pretty. So there we go. And isn't that pretty? And I'm just going to just make sure I have as clear of an image as I can get. That's the nice thing about a Misty. And I'm just going to pull off that masking tape, and there you go. That's that mint tape from scrapbook.com. So that's the inside. Wishing you everything special, or wishing you everything happy on this special day. Now on the outside, I'm just going to stick down this cross, just sort of lining it up in the center with that Nuvo glue again. There we go. And you know, you could leave it like this, but you know, I can't leave well enough alone. I did weight that down. Now I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers 1/2" corner chomper, and I'm just going to chomp around the upper two corners on this A2 size card base. Now I'm pulling out glossy accents, and I'm going to use this to stick down my Pretty Pink Posh Sparkling Clear Confetti Mix. Just because it's a clear glue and it's shiny, the little confetti are shiny. I just kind of like to use that. Even though a lot of glues dry clear, I don't know, I just like to use glossy accents sticking these down. So I'm using my Studio Katia embellishment wand to pick them up. I'm just pulling out the different sizes. I will use an uneven number, and I'm going to straddle the sentiment and the image, and I'm going to kind of bring it down from the left to the right hand side. That's kind of what I was going for. And I know this isn't super clean and simple, but like I said, this is as clean and simple as Leanne gets. Yeah, I'm kind of like a more is more kind of person. I like all the stuff, so you know, what can I say? So there we go. I do love the inside of this card. It would make a pretty front of a card, actually. Okay, so now I'm pulling out my Nuvo Crystal Drops in Simply White, and I'm just going to add them little dots to the center of all those Pretty Pink Posh Sparkling Clear Confetti Mix. I just like the look of it. It gives you a little tiny, white dot in the center of that shiny confetti. I just think it looks pretty. I'm just going to tap it so they dome down and have the, nice little rounded droplets. And then there's the inside. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by all the team, and make sure to come and play along and create a clean and simple card. I would love to see it, and hopefully we'll see you soon in my next video. Bye everyone.